Hey everyone, I'm Brandon Vinyard. I've been a real estate broker here in the state of Florida and Alabama for over 20 years. Today's video, we're going to talk about 3 things that real estate appraisers don't do when it comes to pulling comps and their search criteria. So let's jump right into it. Okay, number one is going to be size, and I'm talking about the living square footage or the heated and cooled area of the property. Strictly the living square footage. And appraisers, they're going to need to get a bracket of different sizes. And how do they do that? Well, they don't have a predetermined square foot amount like 200 square feet. Okay, that's not the way they do it. They use a square foot variance, but they use a percentage. And to keep it within Fannie Mae guidelines, it's 20%. So what they're going to do is they're going to take the total square footage, living square footage of the property, let's just say it's 2,000 square feet, times 20, that gives you 400 square feet. So they're going to add that to the top and take it off from the bottom. So they're going to search homes with a size anywhere from 2,400 square feet to 1,600 square feet. Now when I do my evaluations for the banks, I always start at 25% and see what I have. But the first criteria I'm always going to set is going to be size. And it is not 200 square feet or even 300 square feet. You cannot do it that way. Well, I guess you can if you really want to, if you're an investor, because if you can find homes that meet all of the other criteria that are within 200 square feet, especially when they become larger, good luck. And think about it. If you have a 3,000 square foot house, which is typical in a lot of areas, you're talking about only comping between 3,200 and 2,800 size homes? No, No, not when an appraiser is going to go out to 3,600 to 2,400 and be well within, guidelines. But you got to remember, the biggest difference what an appraiser is going to do is they're going to add or subtract adjustments for it. So if the house is smaller, they're going to be adding a square foot for every square foot difference. And the same for if it's bigger, they're going to subtract. Now, if a home is under 100 square feet, the appraiser typically is never going to have any adjustments. So if you really want to get down to it, forget the 200 square foot thing that some people are trying to teach and go with 100. That way you don't even have to worry about adjustment at all. But remember, it's not 200 square feet, and if you did it that way and you continuously do it that way, you're going to miss a lot of comps. Okay, number 2, we're going to talk about age. And there is no set rule of 5 years for age. Appraisers would love to have it within 5 years because that means less adjustments. But there is no set rule any appraiser is going to use that's going to limit their comps to strictly 5 years. As a matter of fact, most of the times you're going to see houses with a very, different and larger gap in age. You got to remember something that no one else is mentioning. There's a thing called effective age. Even though a home could be built in 1960, it could go through renovations in say 1980. Maybe it had new plumbing, new roof, updated kitchen, bathroom, exterior, whatever. Then it's going to have a newer effective age. An appraiser is going to use that property, to compete and compare it with other homes that are similar. So you cannot limit your age by 5 years. That's not the way an appraiser is going to do it. Okay, number 3 and our last one, and this is going to be lot size. There is no rule anywhere that an appraiser is going to limit their search to 2,500 square feet for lot size, either larger or smaller than the subject square foot for lot size. There is no rule, and that's not the way it's done. Now, if you're comping a property that's in a subdivision where the homes are all similar built, maybe by the same builder, you're going to have typically very, very similar lot sizes, so that's not going to be a problem. But typically, once you get outside of a subdivision into a more broader, range of properties, you're going to have a lot of difference in lot size. And you got to remember, you could have an acre lot and it could be the same value as a quarter acre lot. And I have a prime example of that right now where I have a property that's almost a full acre, but 2/3 of the entire lot is downsloped into a valley. It's not able to be built on, and it's just about useless. So that full acre of land is not worth what a regular full acre is worth. So there is no rule that an appraiser uses to limit square foot for your lot size by 2,500 square feet. That's not the case. And honestly, for pulling comps, one of the last things I'm going to look at is going to be lot size, especially if my property is not within a subdivision. Because if it's in a subdivision, then more than likely your age and your lot size, you're not going to have to worry about too much because you're going to be very, very similar. Just remember, the biggest goal when you're trying to do comps is you're trying to find a house that basically, if you had to duplicate your subject house, it could be duplicated. That's what you're looking for, as close as possible. So let's jump in on the computer, and I'm going to show you some things from an actual appraiser, from an actual appraisal, and how this works and how it looks on paper. We're going to take a quick look at a couple of different appraisals, and I'm going to show you exactly what I was talking about. Here's the very first one. You can see this comp is outside the 200 square foot so-called rule. Here's another one. None of the three comps are within the 200 square foot mark. Here's one more. 2 out of the 3 are not within the 200 square foot rule, so you can see that's bogus. And look at the age. None of these are even nowhere near close to 66 years of age. Here's another example. You only have 1 out of 3 that make the 5-year so-called rule. Here's another example. None of those are inside the 5-year rule. Look at the acreage and the lot size. None of these are going to be nowhere even near close to the 2,500 so-called rule. And here's one more example, 2.5 acres. I mean, look, you're seeing them compare them with 0.63, 0.95, 1.74 is the closest that you've got. So just so you understand, you don't want to limit your comps to that criteria unless you're in a subdivision or something like that. But if you're outside of subdivision, then if you limit your comps to those criteria, you're not going to find squat out there. So anyway, I really hope this video helps. If you have any questions or any comments or anything else, please leave them below. I'll be glad to answer and help any way possible. As always, have a great day, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. All right, thanks. Appreciate it.